I don't. Did I screw up the Twitter one again? I gotta fix that. All right, hold on.
Oh boy.
Take off.
We're in already.
And then fix that. And then save changes. And then let Tom back in.
Yeah, it would be really helpful if Mr. Tech Guy would notice that his laptop is on mute. And that's why he can't hear anything through his cat ears.
I blamed you. I said the reason why I wasn't down here was because you didn't. That's why everyone had to wait longer.
I was reading an article.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But then, I've had these technical problems here before, and I'm like, fuck, let me take all this apart and replug it all back in. And then I did it again, and then I did it again. I'm like, what is going on? And then I see the little red light on the laptop saying no sound. Okay.
Nice. So you got muted?
So it's fixed.
Awesome.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Carissa, everything's fine.
Because I was so concerned. I knew you'd be back. People are annoying the hell out of me. They want to know who does my printing because I just got the video for my next hardcover. So I posted it in some self-publishing thing, and everyone messaged me, oh, what's it? So I sent them all the same thing. I said, here's the email. Email them. Tell them I sent you. I don't get anything, but it makes me look good. I was like, just email them. Every single person's like, what's the website? I was like, you know what? Just email them like I told you to, and then get a quote, and then you can ask at the website. So it's like, I don't know the website, and I don't care.
Now you know what it's like to teach fifth graders.
I was just like, and they all went to the domain, I guess, and they were like, oh, here's Ray.
People treat printing like it's freaking rocket science. It's just like, there's a million printers in this country. There's a million printers out of this country. There's a thing called Google, and just start knocking on doors. This is what I do. What's it cost for 1,000 copies? Like, just tell me numbers.
I got in I don't want to say an argument, a debate with someone over Kickstarter, and I know Kickstarter is not for everybody, but they were like, oh, I prefer to make profits on Amazon. I was like, you can go on Amazon and Kickstarter, right? It's like,
yeah, you
can do both.
That's the ignorance of the I do it my way and I don't beg for money, and I'm just like, you're fine, stay away from the platform, please stay away, because the longer you stay away, the more room there is for the rest of us.
I'm like, it's literally free money. Like you don't get charged for it. There's no fee, there's no nothing, there's literally nothing. So I don't
there's fees weird.
I mean, like, you don't pay up front.
Well, that's true. It's like you don't have to pay to use
if you don't succeed, you pay nothing in the end.
Yeah, it's like it's still free money for you if you're not paying. I don't understand more if you had to pay up front. If you don't get it, then you're screwed. Then I understand. Okay, well that's kind of like Diamond, like being in Diamond is like you pay to be in there and you don't know if anyone's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
So, but this is free money. You literally have nothing to lose. But he just wanted to argue with me, and I was like, I don't care if you go on there. It's really just put off my. And he had a graphic novel because I understand most of the people on the self-publishing, they're novels. They make novels, so I can understand. There's novels on Kickstarter. Again, you have nothing to lose. But the fact that this person actually had a graphic novel, and it was so weird because he posted it on his own page. Would you spend? What was it? $45 for 300 pages for a graphic novel, and two of the guys were like, "No, it's too high." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Good luck getting a Marvel book for that price.
Yeah, I mean, and I sell 400, and I only have mine are 40, and I only have 222 pages.
It's all in the context, though. Is he talking about reprinted material? Is he talking about it's 300 all new pages? It's all context. Because if it's all reprints, he's wildly overpriced. If it's all brand new stuff, then you're talking about a different situation.
Not really. Mine's all reprinted. I sell it for 40.
You can do that way better.
But that's hardcover. Was he doing hardcover or soft?
Oh.
Hardcover changes things, obviously, yes, of course.
Oh, yeah, his is probably soft cover.
Yeah, because if it's a hardcover, his price is good. He could go a little higher because mine is close to 300 pages, and I charge $50 for the hardcover, but the soft cover is $25.
That's what I'm talking about. There you go.
That makes more sense. I had not thought of that. I was just thinking, well, mine's I love hardcover. It really wasn't that big of a difference in pricing, so I didn't even consider softcover because they were just like, oh, here's the price for this. And I think it was like a total of maybe, which I know sounds like a lot, but when you're spending that much, it was like $250 more for the hardcover total on the total price for hardcover. And I was like, I might as well do hardcover. So I did hardcover, but they do have leather, but you can't really have a picture. And I was like, well, no, I want a picture. So I wanted to add a couple of leathers in there, but they're like, no. But I got the video back today. It looks very pretty. I very much like it. Very excited. Not to pay for it, but I'm very excited to get it. Anyway, so any new movies, Tom? I was supposed to see Neverending Story today at 7:00, but I'm here instead.
Okay.
That's how tortured I am being here.
Is it having an anniversary? That's a bizarre.
Yeah, 40 years.
Oh, 40. It's 40 for everything right now. Yeah.
You know,
that just dates me. I saw it in the drive-in when I was a kid. So I'm like,
see, I don't.
It's 40 years old. That means I'm at least 40 and then some. So
I was 6, so I did not see it in the theater because I think the only movie I remember seeing in the theater as a little kid was Gremlins, which it probably should have been the other way around. But I had tickets yesterday to go, and I know this is my fault, but I don't leave the house when it rains, and it was like downpouring thunderstorm. I was like, I don't want to melt. So I stayed home. So now that's my bad because yesterday they had 4:00 showing and a 7:00 showing, and today they only had 7:00. So it kind of sucked, unfortunately.
I was just looking up the dates. Was it 40th like this week?
It was 40th
or
like
this day.
Saturday, I think, or something. It was supposed to be Saturday and Sunday, so probably Saturday, I think.
I was 5.5 months old when that came out.
5.5 months. Well, I was 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah. I must be 6.5. Well, I'm 46.
6.5 years.
I was watching that stuff in the heyday of HBO and all that kind of stuff when cable was happening.
Mm-hmm. And that was a big deal.
That's where I saw that one. Yeah.
I'm just mad because I did want to. It was also more money. I don't know why the older movie is more money, but instead of $9, it was like almost $12. I was like, what the hell?
Because they don't anticipate selling as many tickets for an old movie, and so
they did. See, that was the problem.
Higher.
See, I didn't think the same. I didn't think it would be that busy because no one was at the Brendan Fraser The Mummy when it was released like 2 weeks ago or last month, whatever. So we drove all the way to the movie theater on yesterday for the 4:00 showing, and they had no seats left except for like front row, which I'm not going to sit in. So we were going to go to the 7:00, and then we got home and it was pouring rain. And I was like, I'm not going out in the pouring rain. So we we're going to go today. And my husband's like, don't you have a show? And I was like, fuck. And then Lori didn't want to take over. And then Chad's not here. So I was like, fuck it. So here I am. So whatever.
Yeah, I've been to a few of those things over the years, and they rarely, from what I've seen in the theater, and sometimes they're in big theaters, but they don't even fill halfway. So they got to charge, a little bit more. Plus, I mean, $12, that's like a normal ticket anyway nowadays. Yeah. That's an average.
$3 more than their other tickets. So I was just surprised because we literally were in line. I don't buy online half the time because it's like a $10 fee. So I was like, we'll just go there and buy it. How busy can it be? So we were there.
I have a goal where I just want to take all of my saved up points and go to the theater and have enough points to buy out an entire theater. And just sit there like.
See, you don't even need to do that. You just have to go to the right theater at the right time of day.
That's true.
It's fine. Like the place that I go to, we have this local theater here in Greenville. If I can get the first showing on a Thursday, there's me and maybe 2 people in the whole place.
Awesome.
And it's like, this is how you watch a movie, man.
Yeah. Right on.
Fantastic.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah. The movie that I saw this year that had the most people in it when I was there, and I went first showing, was that terrible Horizon movie. Theater was packed for Kevin Costner, but everybody in that theater came out of that movie going like, what did we just watch? What just happened to 3 hours of our life?
And he's supposed to be putting a new one out right away.
Oh no, it's pulled.
The first one.
It's pulled off the schedule. It's gone.
Oh, did they pull it off? Because I know it's filmed and everything.
Yeah.
But
so the plan was to release. Yeah, the plan was to release it in August. And so what they're doing is they pulled it off the release schedule. They're going to make sure it gets time to be seen on a lot of streaming platforms. Yeah. And I would assume they'll probably try and release it like around Christmas or something, or maybe next year if they want to just wait a year. But I don't think streaming is going to help it. It's not. I couldn't even imagine sitting at home watching that movie because you got so many better things to do going on at home than watching what they tried to put on the screen. Costner doesn't even show up for 45 minutes into the movie. That's like, hey, we're here for Kevin Costner. Do you have him in this movie? Oh, there he is for 8 minutes. Okay, great.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Was that was recent?
Yeah, it came out like last month. Yeah.
My husband wants to see Twisters.
I saw Twisters. That was a good one.
Was it good?
Was it? Stop it. You're too young for that, Ray.
Let me clarify.
What happened?
I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not giving it an Oscar.
But what was it, Ray? But what was it, really? It wasn't anything.
I like the concept of launching stuff into the sky and deterring a hurricane.
Sure.
So maybe from the nerd perspective, I liked it. I don't think it. I think it could have survived without it being attached to the original. Arguably.
It wasn't attached to the original. That's the thing. Like,
right. Even the name, like they could have called it something else. I think it would have been just as good. I don't think they needed. Well, they obviously relied on the nostalgia, but I enjoyed it as its individual movie. As a sequel,
Well, see, for me, that's the thing though. It has no connection to the original outside of one moment.
Right. The opening scene,
and that's in the trailer, so I can say it. They have a Dorothy 5 or whatever it is, but they don't explain where it came from or how she got it. Like there's no connection to the original, so that's fine. If that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. But to me, the rest of the movie was just the first movie again, just with no star power, no charisma, no.
That's what I said was going to happen,
like,
and you were like, "No, give it a chance."
Powell was the only one that sort of, to me, understood the assignment. Like he was good. He was the Bill Paxton character. Like he's good.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like just being dragged by him, and there's only so much that dude could do. And then what really kind of surprised me was I was expecting, because CGI is so much better now than it was in 96 or whenever it was. I was like, this should be incredible. And I was like, I could not be more bored at a CGI disaster movie. Like this was the slowest moving tornadoes I've ever seen in my life. It's just like it's not terrible. Like I'm not coming here to tell people this is a terrible movie, because it's not. It's watchable, but it is so far beyond the fun of the original and from the characters of the original. Regardless of whether it connects or not, just compare the two. The first one was stocked with character and craziness and cow. There's none of that. None of that in Twisters. Twisters is just it's flatline.
My wife and I, we took our 3 kids to watch it, and my middle child, who is just chaos incarnate, we're watching. My wife gets caught up with these movies, so when it's going over this fuel area and a bunch of fire gets sucked up the funnel, she's all super intense. My wife, she looks over at my middle child. My middle child goes like this: "It's a fire tornado," and keeps on watching.
See, and here's the other thing. This is the other thing. This is why you liked it. Is exactly that experience, right? Because I've talked to,
that's a good point.
Yeah, because I've talked to parents a lot that they themselves were like, this movie was not great, but the experience with the kids, because the kids were all in, that changes the whole vibe of what's going on.
That was a very good point.
So
I would have never considered that.
That makes sense to me. And again, even when I to say movies are bad, which I'm not saying this is bad, it's just kind of ordinary.
It was good.
There's always good parts.
Great. Yes,
there's stuff that works for sure, 100%. And the fire tornado, man. I mean, that was the thing. But like even the from the trailer, like twins, we got twins. Like that scene is so anticlimactic. Like, who cares? Like nothing happens. Like one goes one way, one goes the other. Like okay.
And one dissipates, and
then that's the end of the scene. Like it didn't I don't know. It didn't do anything.
Listen, either I take him to see Twisters or he'll make me go see Despicable Me. So
go see Twisters.
He wants to also see, I think, Long Legs, but he's not allowed to see horror movies in the theater because he's very animated.
Well, you guys are going to go see Deadpool this week, right? That's this week.
He won't see that. I have to go see that with somebody else. He won't go see that. He doesn't like anything superhero or Marvel. Not that it's a superhero, but any kind of Marvel or anything. He doesn't like any of that stuff. But when he's watching a horror movie, he doesn't realize what he's saying when he's talking to the screen. And he I wish I could play it on here, but he would kill me.
Fear-themed Tourette syndrome.
He screams so loud that I laugh. Like, I recorded it and I laugh every time I listen to it. It's not even of him. It's just I finally got the camera on him, but the camera was like at the ceiling the whole time, and he does this thing where he's like, watch. Yes, I am watching. But he doesn't realize he says it, because one time, as a joke, because I was trying to make fun of him, I said, "Hey, watch." He's like, "Shh," and I was like, "Really?" Really? So yeah, first movie I saw in theater. What is the first movie?
The Never Ending Story, the one you mentioned before.
Oh,
It was like 5 or something, probably like that.
Damn. I really want to see it in the theater, and now I gotta wait another 5 years, but yeah, it's fine, whatever. As long as there's no remake.
Or you can get the Blu-ray.
No, I don't have a Blu-ray. I don't have a Blu-ray player. I have it on. I think I have it on DVD or something, but it's not the point. It's supposed to be big. It's supposed to be big screen. I never saw it on the big screen. Like The Mummy, I saw on the big screen, and The Crow, I saw on the big screen. But I had never seen The Never-Ending Story on the big screen.
I went. One of the first ones of these anniversary things I ever went to was for the Transformers a few years ago. It was like the 35th anniversary of the animated one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I had first somehow, I don't know how the hell it happened that I did not see this in the theater, but I didn't.
I did.
And so when it came around, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go do this. Let's go see this. And it was a pretty good crowd. There was probably 30, 40 people in there. And what was really funny is, as the music was playing and the songs were happening, you could kind of look around, and everyone else was kind of looking around. And it was probably one brave soul away from becoming Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, if someone had just started, "You Got the Touch," like, it would have happened. Nice. It would have happened, but we were all
40-person sing along.
Yeah. But we were cowards. So,
wow. The only time I remember ever being able to have, like, it was more like Mystery Science 3000. It was like Jeepers Creepers. And I don't know who started it. I remember shouting something out. I don't know if it was the first one, but we started making fun of the movie because we were kind of bored. And it became this whole Mystery Science theater in a packed theater. So it was really funny. That was like my favorite. Usually I only do that for like Friday the 13th or something, because those always, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, they bore me. They're fun to have friends over and you talk and you make fun of it, but they're not scary to me. And they just, yeah. But when you make fun of it, I love Mystery Science 3000. So I can make
Carissa,
fun of it.
do you remember in the first Treehouse of Horror Simpsons Halloween special?
Yes.
After Lisa reads the Dickens story, Edgar Allan Poe.
The Raven.
The Raven.
Yeah.
And afterwards, Bart says, that wasn't, or Lisa says, it doesn't come across as that scary. And then Bart's saying, well, you think of the first Friday the 13th movie, that's pretty tame compared to what we watch now. Is there kind of effect, because you're kind of a connoisseur of horror, that Friday the 13th is like entry level compared to what you're accustomed to now?
That's pretty accurate. I mean, I did see Nightmare on Elm Street when I was 6. So I probably have been somewhat desensitized a little bit. But yeah. Someone sent me a message. A thumbs up. Yippee. I don't like thumbs up, which means everyone's now going to do it because I said that. Because I've told 2 people to stop doing it, and I get like a ton. Well, because I know why they do it. When you send a message and you don't want to reply back, or it's something you don't have to reply back, and the simplest thing to get it unread is to hit the like button.
Mm-hmm.
But if they hit the thumbs up and then they write to me, there was no reason to hit the thumbs up. So I don't know why it was done. It has nothing to do with anything. The other thing, which I yelled at 2 people for, is and I could turn it off. I get it, but I have to go turn it off individually, every single person. The reactions. Now, once in a while, it's great. Lori does reactions once in a while. That's fine. Now, these people do every single one. And I'm one of the assholes that send multiple messages. So it's kind of like revenge, I suppose, back at that. So I'll be like doing something else and I hear bing, 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 because they like reaction to every single thing. And I'm just like, why? And then I have to go into every single person's and mute it. But yeah, I yelled at Ray for that, and he's just like, "That's just my thing, man." I was like, "It's fine, it's fine."
Dan Kemp and I have an ongoing joke about thumbs up emojis. We came to the conclusion that the next step would be like a big toe, and so instead of us thumbs upping, we just say toe. Now we just type that toe.
Nice.
I like that better. AI it and make your own.
Chris and I have dig dug.
Just drop in.
Yeah,
just a foot.
Chris and I think like I don't know what we were trying to spell, but we misspelled something.
I misspell everything. I spelled.
Well, it was just like, and it just like dig dug is now like our, of course, you know.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you want to see some pages? Dig dug.
I was supposed to write duh, and I wrote dig.
Oh, is that
and
it?
I put dig is Doug, and she's like dig Doug, and I was like, there you go. But generally, I come up with things like that because I'm dyslexic, and it makes it a lot more fun, and all that fun stuff. So. And I didn't write today. I was supposed to. Oh, I did write today. What did I write today? Oh no, I edited. So I'm doing a supernatural Western. I'm not doing zombies. I'm not taking over Lori's Western zombies. Mine is vampires and all other Western, all other mythology and the angels and the demons. It's actually the previous life of my characters. So,
Cool.
But I just started writing it like last week. And I think we have like 7 issues done. So. Kind of fast. We have the first 2, 4 in the middle, and the last one. So now we just the hard ones are done. So we're just kind of connecting them all as we go. So, but it's super fun.
That's for sure.
Well,
you get out like 7 pages in a day, and that's a whole day's worth.
Well, the story writes itself. I don't really do anything, but it was so funny because. There's like there's no cell phone. Like how do we like talk when we're apart? I did one thing and I have to look up everything to make sure it's in the time period. So for the last one, they were separated and Draven and Seth are like destroying things in a cave. And I had to let them know that something happened to Seraphina. So I had a carrier pigeon sent because that was the only way I had to do it. So I had a carrier pigeon. I was like, let me make sure this is, and it's actually from, I'm learning all this shit. Like I had to look up the F word to make sure that was said because my character said it is. I had to look up the carrier. I had to look up, I looked up the phone and they did have a phone during 1890, but it's not a cell phone. So it doesn't really help me. What was the other thing I looked up? I looked up some weapons. Stuff like that. So I was
fake technology where the phone hooks up to like a railroad rail and then it receives from down.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I like that. I was doing some. Let me see what else was I doing. I was doing some monsters, some mythology monsters. We made up some monsters. We had a really kind of cool one, which I'm sure is out there somewhere. But it's like this. We have a. I didn't realize this until we were writing it. I literally have like killer vines and like every story series. Like in Damnation, it's the one that slaps her on the ass in the cave. In the one I'm doing now, Redemption, it's something that attacks her when she gets thrown off a cliff. So I wanted vines in this one because I'm like, might as well keep it up. So it's a vine monster, but what it does is it wraps around whatever creature's near it and then kind of like takes it over like a puppet, which kind of reminds me of that fungus thing that takes over like a zombie thing. So I was using that, so it isn't the same thing, but I kind of like playing with and I get to use the clotters again. That was a big thing because my vampires, the clotters are in issues 4 through 6, and I love them because they're different. They have different powers and they're different stuff, but they were so short lived. I was like, nah, I can't do zombies in this one, so we're gonna do the clotters, and I'm happy about it. So But yeah. Which one of you guys have live Kickstarters?
I got one right now.
Yeah, send me the link in the private chat.
Okay.
We can look at it.
Mine is very easy on populartales.com, and you can go directly there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to post that. I don't spell things. There you go. Let's see.
So when are you launching your next one?
August 5th,
Okay.
September 16th, and October 28th.
Man, busy. I actually
Yeah.
might match that this time around because I'm not the August 5th. I have the Cthulhu story going that day, but yeah, I have Immortal Era. Then I have the new project that'll be launching in October as well. So I'll be almost as busy as you.
I'm a little worried about so many so close together. If they don't, I don't know if they'll make as much. So if August and September don't make as much, I might have to skip October. We'll see. But it's my 2-year anniversary in October, so I'd rather not skip it. So we'll see. Plus, it's my favorite start of my storyline, which is issue 14. So I'm hoping I don't have to.
Okay. Cool.
But right now I have the 3. We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for my Western, I'm probably gonna. I want issue 22 done first because that would be half the series, and it would be all of next year. So
Yeah.
he'll probably finish it by January. So once he finishes issue 22, I want him to start the Western. Do 5 of the Western because I could start selling the Westerns now, where I can't sell 22 until October of 2025. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So once he finishes 22, then we'll start the Western. And it'll be good. So do you want to talk about is there a video? Let's watch the video.
There is, yeah.
Welcome to the world of Corruptor, where we follow the afterlife of Tony Scamparza. Once the Mafia's most feared hitman, he now finds himself a pawn in the age-old battle for souls between heaven and hell. After being recruited by hell to corrupt souls, Tony begins a chain of events that will haunt him to his very core. He also discovers that there is more to the afterlife than he could have ever imagined, as he's taken to an afterlife marketplace where anything can be purchased for a price. Join us for our second issue, where Tony's fight to save his soul becomes even more dangerous as he finds himself face to face with a foe he thought long dead. Set in the Immortal Era universe, Corruptor tells the story of the world before it was cursed with immortality. This campaign features a variety of rewards, including options for new readers as well as those continuing their journey.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right on.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, this one it's a 4-issue. It'll be a 4-issue miniseries when it's all said and done, and it focuses on the world before immortality and this mafia hitman who gets recruited to corrupt souls. So his job is it's kind of reverse Quantum Leap. As one person who really hated the book said, he said it's Quantum Leap for assholes. I'm like, dude, you just gave me the highest compliment. Thank you. You may have hated it, but now that's my new tagline. I'd put that in the top if they wouldn't flag it.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh, Ed.
Yeah, that's funny.
He tried
Nice
to
art.
hurt me, but he just made me stronger.
You know what I'm waiting for?
Oh yes, and it is. We're moving quick. That's the October one. So
You wrote it super fast. So
oh, that's one of the fastest scripts I've done because that required so much research on top of everything. So every run I was going on, I'm listening to the 2 different things and just getting those voices in my head. And yeah, I cranked it out, and that's actually what I worked on earlier today, was working on issue 2 because she's blowing through it. I'm like, all right, I gotta speed ahead because I'm pretty far ahead on Immortal Era right now. So that's been my focus. And I think next month we're officially announcing it. We're gonna go when I launch issue 10 of Immortal Era. We're gonna announce that project as well. So the top secret public domain property one that 2 people in this room actually know about.
nice. Looks good. So go back this. I'll get the link, which I should already have, but 24 days to go. You're doing really good for 24 days to go.
Yeah, it moved better than the last one, which I put in December and learned my lesson.
You had like 1,000 the first day. That's really good.
Yeah, and the last one, it took me like half the campaign to get to 1,000. But December campaigns, as I've learned, are to be avoided. So this time people are grabbing up the graded ones and all that stuff. So I guess it pays to have more. When you're doing an issue 1, you really just have that book. So this one now I have some graded stuff. No plushies there. I need a demon plushie to go with this book.
Everyone needs a demon plushie.
Yeah.
So I posted a link, which I had no idea actually goes to. I guess it doesn't go to my profile, but it went to the YouTube and it went to the business page, which I now use the business page because Twitter are assholes, and you can no longer stream there for free. So they can kiss my ass. I'm not paying for that. Anyway.
Doesn't that guy have enough money?
Well, the thing was, I was paying per month to get the little stupid check mark, and it did not help at all. I lost views. So screw that. So let's see. Share this tab instead. Did that even work? Ooh, and you're all funded.
Yay!
Let's see.
Got funded Sunday.
Nice.
Right on, man.
Thank you.
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help 2 camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
That's pretty cool. It's a nice video.
Clever choice of voice for narration. Adds to the whole atmosphere you make in there. It's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Not done by AI though. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's AI." No, that's an actress. It's a filter. Not AI. Nothing AI in the whole thing.
Nice. Well, you mean you've got still 27 days to go, so that's pretty good.
And funded already, so that's great.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool cover. Look at that. God, do you want to give your pitch?
Yeah, the whole idea is that what if Geppetto, instead of being a woolmaker, will be a robotics engineer after the war with the machine had been lost, and he creates secretly in this bunker this figure of a child that's a robot but also can look like human. And the whole idea, the whole programming of the child is to bring back both sides. The human beings are almost extinct. There are only 2 cities, one under the water and the other one like inside a volcano mountain. So they're very, very well hidden. And it's that story. It's gonna be 4 issues. The first issue is in the dumpster, where we present also her colleagues or friends, and it's a dumpster where all the machines go that they were not involved or they want to be involved in the conflict. It's kind of like the island of the misfit toys,
That was brave to call your book unpopular book, because I was reading this. It's like, why would you want to list your unpopular books? But then I was like, oh wait.
Yeah, the whole idea of the studio, the Unpopular Tales, is to bring back the classical folk tales with a 21st century spin. That was the first one, Red Riding Hood.
That's a great quote.
That was violence against women, and then this is obvious, AI, robotics, and the whole thing that's coming.
Who is this artist?
That's Marcel Perez. That's a guy from Disney. Fantastic artist. Yeah. And the other one is Pedro Delgado. That's for Marvel. And the one that did this cover, Pinocchio, is that's David Benthalis. He normally works in cinema. For example, he was the art director of Jurassic World and now Alien, the latest one, Romulus. So it's a high-end stuff. Yeah, very lucky that we have cool friends who do cool stuff.
Very cool. I really like this cover. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one. I have the video how he made it and everything. So yeah.
Nice. Awesome. I'll post this. Good old John pops in, sends us some little things and runs away.
It wasn't a thumbs up though.
No, it was not. It's always the two hands and then something different in between. So he likes to keep it unique. And now share this one instead. Who wants to do the little pitch for this?
Lori's ready.
I knew you were going to say that.
I love this one. I just don't want to. I'm only here for moral support. I don't want to talk today. I'm grumpy. I'm not a real person today. I'm not really here.
You're an animation AI.
I mean, if you guys want to hear about my horrible weekend, I can tell you. But
you're welcome to vent your horrible weekend.
Let Tom do his thing first.
Tom's not going to do his thing. He's going to tell you it's an awesome book. Which here it is because he doesn't talk.
It's an awesome book. Here it is. That's
right,
Carissa.
Awesome
you got it right so far, Carissa.
Awesome art. It's got awesome writers.
Lori is. I'm writing one of the stories. Lori's writing another one of the stories, and then Marvel writer Barry Dutter is writing the Blue Jay story. So it's an anthology, 3 stories across the Big Dog Inc. universes. Lots of cool covers, and we have some new folks. I want to cover new folks like that's Zork Marinero. It's his first time on stuff for us. We've got our Lollipop Day cover. We've got lots of combinations. However you want to, you can build it yourself, or we've got combos built in for you. There's a metal card set by Nia Rufino. There's metals and foils available depending on how fancy you want to get on all of this. And then, of course, if you're new to Big Dog Inc., we have trade paperbacks and starting points for, a good portion of our books so you can just try out some new stuff. And then we have, I went through a bunch of our prints and I wanted to see what we had left. So the prints that we have on here are the end of our prints. So some of them we've got like 5 or 6, some of them we have like 10 or 11, but that's the end of them. So if you like big art prints, these are 13 by 19. They're all limited to 50 copies. And I went through sort of our stragglers there and compiled it all together. So if you like big art for your wall, we've got you covered there. And this will be the end of these things. They will be basically retired very, very soon. So
I should probably go through and figure out what I have. I have no idea. I have some metal covers left. I sold some. So far, they sell really well at cons and book signings. I sold a couple this Saturday at the book signing, and I sold a couple at the last con and all that stuff. These are great prints.
And then there's all our social media at the bottom. However you do social media, you can just click the links and follow us wherever you want to follow us.
Nice.
Yeehaw. Awesome.
Yeah. And we got about 9 days left. So we end a week from Wednesday. Wednesday.
8 point something.
Yeah. 8 awesome. And some change.
Doing great. Look at that.
Hey, nice, awesome. Man. Congrats.
Getting close to stretch goal 2. Hopefully we can get to 3. So that'll unlock all 3 of the character magnets that Bun Leung did for us. But 11,000 is the next one. So we're pretty close to that.
Number 3 is Lori's influence. Yes. Yes.
Well, it's the character in my portion of the story. Right. Yes. So that's what I'm like.
Allison, the character, right? Yes.
Well, we need that 3rd magnet so I can have it, please.
There's no picture of it, right?
Huh?
There's a blacked out image of it right there.
Silhouette.
Cool. Yeah, the silhouette. So He'll unlock at 11, and then Allison will unlock at 13.
Awesome.
Yep.
And yep. And then I'll do mine real quick. So mine's in pre-launch because I'm always pre-launch. Got 106 followers, and this is the Fabio cover, which is awesome. He's about to do 2 more. I always do 2 because I have to pay $50 for shipping. So I was like, well, I might as well do 2. So I'm doing 2, but I have 2 I'm using. I have this one, then I have a zombie one, and now he's about to do my cowboy ones because all my covers are done for redemption until like issue 24. So, and I'm on 12. So I figure now I can, instead of paying off debt like I should, I'm going to waste money on covers for Western, so that I can see those, because I am so excited to do the Western, even though it's probably not even going to start getting made till like January, because I'm going to have, I want to do 5 in a row. So I want to make sure the other one is done. So yeah. So we'll see. And I'm not going to even put it on Kickstarter till 2 are done. So it'll probably be like sometime next year. So my colorist already is going to, he's like, I love Westerns. I was like, of course I was going to hire you. So it doesn't, you don't have to kiss out. Like, of course I'm going to have you do it. So, but yeah, I did consider doing somebody, Jeremy Rampack, that I love and all that, but he's just, and it's not just because that he's like 3 times the cost. He's a lot busier, you know. So like it would take so much longer, and it would drive me crazy. So, but he's already doing covers for it, so it's good enough. You can do covers. But yeah, I want to do 5 so I can have a hardcover right off the bat before I go back to redemption. So much for just finishing the 44, because now I want to do the Western, which is already at least probably going to be, it'll be long, but it's nice because I could technically stop at any time because I have the last one done, because it connects everything and answers a lot of horrible questions for redemption. So it'll be nice to do that. But that one's been done for a while, because that we always the last issue. So their past lives are always 100 years apart. So it was always going to be a Western. But I had not planned on doing a series. I had planned on doing the 1 issue at the very end, the very horrible ending. And then I don't know what happened. We were talking, because we just did medieval times one, because they had to get something in the crown for medieval. And we talked about time travel, and I was like, I would love to do a Western, but I'm not doing another time travel one. And then I was like, wait, I could do a Western anyway. And now I just tortured myself by doing more. So there we are. Ray, you have anything you have coming up?
I'm awaiting for approval from Kickstarter, so I don't have a link.
Weren't you waiting last week too? That's been a week.
I was. There seems to be some delay on their end. I have no idea. So
that's weird.
Here we are. I want to give a shout out to Ed for doing a nice review for issue 1 of the Madcaps. Thank you very much. That was,
you're welcome.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Christian's actually next for my review, and then Carissa's after that. So I have Christian's book. That's my next week review. This week focuses getting to San Diego Comic-Con. So the next week I'll be putting up Christian's, and then Carissa.
Thanks, man. I can send you if you want to review, I can send you the actual number. We have a press preview, so if you actually want to see the whole thing.
It's better if I'm not getting the little short previews. It's really hard to say everything that needs to be said in a little bit of time. So
they did a good job with mine, and it was
5-pager. I'm stretching.
No, it was great.
You guys might not know the answer to this. I'm going to ask it anyway. So how do I do this? I do have a business page, and I never cared about it before. Now I do. Because I don't know. Why not? Anyway, 4 reviews, but it won't let me read the 4th one. And I know it's there because if I click on notification for it, it'll let me see it. Is there a way? What am I missing?
Somebody have you blocked?
No. I can see it. Like if I go to, how do I do, if I switch to the page, Let's see. Switch. So I know it's there, and I wrote to it. She's a really good friend. So I know I'm not blocked. All right. Why is this is like the slowest shit ever. All right. How do can I not see notifications? I don't even know how this works. Oh, here. Duh. It's my first day. Leave me alone. All right. So let me see. It's not going to go down that far.
I only see 3 when I look it up on my end.
Yeah. See? And I know it's there because I saw it, and I know it's still there. Here it is. So look. So I got this, and it's here. But it's not. And it said, does it say 4 and you only see 3, or does it say 3?
Yes. Yeah, I have the same as you. It proclaims there's 4. I can only see 3.
Why would it do that? It's a nice review. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. I'm almost at 400 follows on that page. So I got 14 more. So 14 people go because I hate uneven numbers. So that'll be good. But yeah, anyway. What did I watch this weekend? I was gonna watch Sky Shark, but I got distracted. Did you see that one, Tom? It goes between the name Nazi Shark and Sky Shark.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer.
There's a new one that's about mutants too, wasn't there? Mutant Shark or something like that?
There's everything. There's a corn.
Yeah, there's virtually everything. Yeah.
There's a new one.
Do you think it's worth watching Sky Shark? Should I go watch it?
I mean, it's batshit. You know, it's
right,
just
it looked. There was one that looked awful, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Avalanche Shark.
Avalanche Shark is also has another name as well. I saw that one a long time ago. It was funny because as I was watching it, I was writing it, and I was watching it with somebody, and I'm like, so that's going to happen, and they were like, nope. Boing, happened. I'm like, so that's going to happen. Nope. Boing, that happened. It was really funny. It's just another dumb sci-fi movie, but it had some clever elements to it. But
what was the other one?
It was it's one of those that's tangential to like Sand Shark or whatever it was called, where it swims around in the dirt.
We watched the trailer of the Sand Shark. I think we were just so busy watching trailers that we didn't have time to watch the movie. We watched zombie trailer shark zombie whatever, the Sand Shark, the corn shark,
sharks of the corn, sharks of the corn, sharks of the corn, yeah.
Corn shark, what?
Corn shark. It's a shark in a
Corn of
cornfield.
the sea.
Corn.
Yeah.
Okay. I misheard, and that
Corn of the sea.
I don't know, corn shark or porn shark. I was like, what the hell?
There's probably both.
All new levels.
Yeah, there's probably also a porn shark, but
I'm sure you could find it. I'm not putting that in my search engine.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to know what I'll find.
You should
no.
There's one called Ouija Shark. I'm just looking it up.
That was the one that.
Ouija
Oh, a sharkula. I had on the TV, and I did not pay attention to any of it, so I could not tell you anything that happened. But it looked poorly filmed.
Oh, they're all going to be dog shit. You know that, but
no, because
most of them are, yes. But every now and then,
Ghost Shark was awesome.
You get lucky.
Which one?
Ghost Shark.
It's free on
Shark.
TV.
All right. I mean, what the hell is a corn shark? Does it go through cornfields and?
Yes.
There's no other explanation. Yes, that's as simple as that.
I thought,
and that's what Avalanche Sharks is. Avalanche Shark. Well, Avalanche Sharks is a little different because it's not actually a shark. It's actually like a spirit animal thing that comes down from the whatever. But
sharks of the corn.
But there's a lot of these shark things that they just swim. There's sand sharks where it just swims through the sand.
I know, but the sand shark is cheating because I said that chick's safe because she's on the dock. But no, it's in the water too. You can't have both. It's just it's cheating.
Amphibian shark, Chris.
Yeah.
Amphibian shark.
Go watch Ghost Shark though. That was really good.
Yeah, Ghost Shark
very well.
Ghost Shark again. It's a
out
cheesy
all the
movie,
but junk ones, and I'll watch the good ones. You just tell me which ones are worth my time.
Just watch Ghost Shark. Just watch Ghost Shark.
Did anybody ever watch the 90s cartoon series, Street Sharks?
What? Oh yeah,
Anybody ever watched Street Sharks? It was like a ripoff of Ninja Turtles, but they're all like muscle bound.
They were sharks,
sharks.
I used to watch Jabberjaw, so but I liked, and it's not filmed as well as Ghost Shark, but I liked, and Tom refuses to watch it. I like Trailer Park Shark. I thought it was great.
I haven't refused to watch it. It's just every time I come to it, I'm like, what else is there? Is there anything else?
Is there any other movie in existence that I can watch right now?
Yeah, no, that was that. Go watch Ghost Shark on Tubi. It's free.
Hey,
but I liked Tubi or not to be. It's on Tubi.
That was a good dad joke. I like that one. I'm using it.
But that was a really good one. I like Trailer Park Shark because not only was it really corny, I liked that the burn marks on the shark would go from the left side of the shark to the right side, depending on how they were filming it. And this girl gets electrocuted, and she does like, I don't know, weird dances like Gundam style or something stupid. It was just really stupid. And then there was
I'm literally reading a book about Jaws 2 right now.
Are you really?
Oh man.
On this show, we're still waiting for Big Shark. That's what we talk about every week. Big Shark. We got to see a trailer that Tom had gotten for us. That was really good. Yeah, we're still looking for it because I'm not allowed to end the show forever until it appears. So
I made the mistake of actually looking up porn shark right now, and that there are results is
of course
breaking my brain. I mean, and plenty of them. Like, all right, bloody shark and damn.
Didn't we just say don't do that? You were like, I have to do it.
This
no,
escalated
I was
quickly.
like, I'm sitting there like, shit, I have to look. Now the curiosity is killing me. So mishearing porn. Now we
Curiosity
know the porn
did
starts
kill
there
the
too.
cat.
yeah.
It's man, the world is messed up, and there's too much time for some people.
How do you get funding for some of this? Like,
I watched what was it, Under Paris?
Yeah,
that was.
And you didn't watch it before, so what's your thought?
I thought that I don't think that shark should be able to jump like that under a cavern. I don't know why everyone jumped into the water and fell in the water. Like 100 people fell in the water. Thought that was a little weird. I don't know why that chick didn't want to be rescued, and I don't know why that guy kept trying to save her. Where I'm just like, let her get eaten. But it was interesting. I'm curious how the homeless guy that was completely on land and 4 feet above the water got eaten. I'm curious there. They got me curious. I'd like to know that. The dog lived, so that's all right. Yeah, it was interesting. I don't think it was like they were calling it like the best movie, like the best shark movie. I was like, what? No, it was free. And
they had a good marketing team that created some quotes as if it came from real reviews. And I'm like, no, this is these reviews either came from people that have seen 4 movies or they're all fake.
Yeah. Like the quotes are all over the top. This will cure you of cancer.
They went to middle school to get their reviews.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of WebMD.
They went to Jay's kid and said, like, watch this shark movie and tell us how good it is.
Yeah, here's sharks to the corn.
Man.
But yeah, and it's so funny because right after I had watched it, I had I guess the Olympics.
No, do you even see how great that is? How they spell Stephen King? Like it's Steve.
Oh wow!
It's not even like
some random dude named Stephen King. They're like, "Come here, we're going to work like this shit."
Stephen, not
Stephen. The phone book and found him.
Yeah, so these guys that make this make tons of these specific types of movies. Like there's Shark Encounter of the Third Kind and Noah's Shark and Jurassic Shark. Like they make all of this stuff. This is what they do. Yeah. So you'll watch these movies. Is this all the same actors and stuff?
Oh wow!
I just saw the shark. If you watch,
whoa, and he can jump to a helicopter.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, another one that I I don't recommend, but you have to watch it. So I'm kind of recommending it, but not recommending it, is Doll Shark. So go watch Doll Shark because it's awful. But some of my favorite scenes from that is this ferocious rabid dog who is panting and happy and go lucky, but they put the sound of growling in it, and they made the camera like jam back and forth across it, so it looks like a horrible dog, and the dog's like,
wagging its tail.
It is an unbelievable work of art.
Cinema.
Doll Shark,
Wow.
yeah. Doll
Yeah.
Shark is something special, and I still die every time we get to the end of that movie. And all of a sudden, they're going through the house looking for the shark, and everything's really like, oh my God, where's the shark? And there's a fucking cat out of nowhere, just laying in the middle of the room. There's never been a cat through the whole movie. Clearly, the cat would have been chasing the shark had they have it. And it was clear that they were just like filming, and the cat got in the way, and they were like, just keep going.
Just go with it.
And the cat's just sitting there, like flipping its tail around, like, "What are we doing?
Nothing.
We don't have enough to edit this.
It
Nothing
was
will ever
so
beat.
bizarre.
Nothing will ever beat the part where the dad who sent the doll shark is looking at a picture of his son, and he says, "I wonder if he got the doll." In the picture, the kid's holding the doll. Okay, so the picture he's looking at has the doll, but that's not it. There's more. That is a still of the next scene. Like,
wow.
That's great.
Literally, the next scene goes into the house, and you're seeing the boy with the doll, and it's just a black and white version of a still of that scene.
Just don't understand the artistic approach there. It's foreshadowing.
Apparently, not only is it a futuristic photo, the guy's blind and he doesn't see the giant doll shark in the kid's hands when he's like, I wonder if he got the doll shark. So very interesting watch. Definitely watch that one. That is also, I believe, on Tubi.
So I'll go ahead and say, Ray, that Twisters was better than Doll Shark. I'll say that.
See, Twisters, I said it was good. I didn't say it was great.
I don't know if I'm going to agree with that, but I'm going to go. I'll find out. I'm going to go.
And we could just combine it and go through the entire saga of Sharknado. I've never watched any of those, but I hear they're so bad they're good, kind of thing.
Nothing is worse than Lamageddon.
First one is okay, right? Sharknado. The first one is okay. Like, they actually kind of tried. They made an attempt.
Trying to give it a benefit of the doubt.
They're like, all right, this was Sci-Fi Channel, but it's okay. This is fine. The instant you go to the second one, instantly the second one is just filled with stars that are like, oh, hey, I want to kill me in your movie. I want to be eaten by the shark in your movie. And it just started this horrible trend of, let's put like guys like Will Wheaton in our movie so they can be eaten by the shark. And that became the trend for the next like 4 films. So it fell off a cliff really fast.
The only thing I saw out of all the Sharknadoes is one of the endings. The guy is in the tornado with an oversized chainsaw, and he flies into the mouth and out the tail of the shark. I don't even know which one that was, but this is Lamageddon.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that cracked me up about Lamageddon. One,
lasers.
Laser eyes. Yeah. So
damn.
They have
lasers.
This guy turning into a llama is one of the best things.
Llama?
He turns into a llama, and then he gets
like permanent.
He gets hentai porned. Well, this is my favorite scene here. Oh, well, they skipped it. You got to show the laser eyes burning the car, and the chick's like burning inside the car. So yeah, see, he's turning into a llama, but that's all that really happens. Like, he has like cloth wrapped around him. But he gets wow, hentai attacked by the cartoon llama gets tentacles and somehow impregnates the guy that's turning into a llama, and then he goes and hatches eggs that turn into llamas. So that was a whole.
You don't watch that one with the kid, right?
Yeah,
no, I don't want to know when they get.
Which is too bad, because the beginning sequence cartoon is awesome. It's like My Little Pony on another planet. But magically, they have these trailers that match what our horse trailers look like, and magically it has the company name on the other planet that matches the. I mean, obviously they wanted to fit in.
Checks out.
It checks out. I thought so.
Does it right?
Yeah, checks out.
So all I know is
did the guy just turn fuzzy?
I will never forget.
It's like these weird mittens, and he goes.
So you just like you could
and then
just
lays
like
an egg.
shave. He could just shave, be back to normal, no problemas.
No, he won't. No. He's like, kill me, like that. Very bad. Zero stars.
That's just. I think the craziest human fighting animal scene is still the monk versus the cow in Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
That one's actually good.
I love that one so much. Chris, have you still not seen this movie, Kung Pao?
I have not, but you're
human versus animal. Is that what you said?
Yeah, human versus animal, him versus the cow.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
So did anyone see the
Sam Elliott versus Sasquatch was pretty good, but that's a close second.
Did anyone see the guy who tried to save the shark and got eaten?
No.
Real life, folks. Real life.
Oh, that doesn't count.
So
this shark had gotten itself beached, right, in this dock area. The guy goes down, starts to pull the shark back into the water, pulling it by the tail, and it's flopping around. And he's pulling it by the tail, getting it out into the water, spinning it around, going. And he finally gets it headed back out the right way, and he's walking it out into the water, right? Like, go shark, go shark. And he kind of gives it a push down. He goes underwater, and he never comes back.
The shark was like, "Oh yeah, you touched
Shark
me."
was like, "Yeah, room service." Pew.
Saved my life and provided a meal. What a good Samaritan.
Yes.
Woo! My funds are on the way. Yay!
And this is why I don't go in the ocean.
Exactly.
I'm regretting posting my video because everyone wants the info, but all I have is this chick's email, and I don't want to post it.
Tom, you just go to lakes. Just steer clear of the ocean, so you can go.
I don't really have faith in that either, because bull sharks can kind of do their thing up in lakes.
I get you. What state are you in?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan, you did say that before.
And I've been around. My family's always done like water skiing and all this kind of crap, and I'm just like, look, guys, I will drive the boat. Okay, you guys can hang off the back and troll like bait if you want to, but I will drive the boat, and I will be happy to drive the boat. It's not a problem.
My father, funny story. My father tried to kill me when I was like 7, and on the back of a boat. This is my version of a funny story. So my mom wasn't around, obviously, and I was I think I was like 6 or 7, and I was in the tubes, you could sit in the tube. Well, this one had like a rubber cloth underneath, so like we could sit kind of in it. So he kept going faster and faster, and he was trying to get me thrown off. That was what he wanted to do. Yeah. So he's going faster and faster, and finally I was scared to get thrown off because I was scared of sharks and all sorts of things in this freaking ocean. So he goes really fast. It turns and flips over, but I was scared to get in the water, so I was hanging underneath, and they didn't know where I was, so they kept just going around looking for me. And it wasn't until like they pulled it in and they saw me at the bottom. My dad didn't seem to care, but I'm assuming he was freaking out. But I did not touch the water, so I was not allowed on the boat anymore after that. But I don't like going into deep water or any of that stuff. So.
Well, it's crazy because, like in Jaws, right? There's a scene where Roy Scheider and Hooper are talking, and Roy Scheider goes, "Is it true that most shark attacks happen in 3 feet of water, 10 feet from the shore?" Hooper goes, "Yeah," and you don't really think about that, when you're hearing that scene. Like they could just be making up statistics or whatever. And then flash forward to 2024 when everything is online, and you're literally watching people film sharks swim up onto the beach, with their phones. And I was like, holy crap, they told us 50 years ago that this was real, and none of us believed it. And now we're seeing it all the time. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Put me well up on the shore.
My husband doesn't like water either. So I don't even have to worry about that.
I will say this. I do have a desire to go cage diving. Like I would go in a cage, which is really weird, especially since I saw Jaws eat the cage, right? But like I do have that desire. And when we went on our honeymoon to Hawaii, they had shark cage diving out. You know, they would take you out to do it. And my wife at the time was like, "Look, I am not going to have the headline of honeymooners go to Hawaii and only the wife comes back." So I was like, "All right, fine."
That's why we both go together. That way you don't go back.
That's right. That's right. And then, of course, a few years ago, this movie called 47 Meters Down came out, which is exactly that story. It's two chicks. They go out in a shady boat with a cage, and the thing breaks, and they fall to the bottom of the ocean. So I was like, "All right."
You're like, so we're never doing that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fine.
I want to do the crocodile or alligator one. There's an alligator cage that I want to do.
The one in Australia where it's like clear glass.
Yeah.
Guys.
I'm not a risk taker except for apparently all my life savings, but I would love to go in there. But then I'm like, I'd be a great headline, like that's this perfectly safe cage and gets eaten alive. I mean, I'm not gonna pet it obviously, but I'm the type of person that pays to pet every creature you can pet, feed anything you could feed. I've pet tigers,
sea urchins.
I've pet tigers, and I swam with the sea lions, and the beluga whale, and penguins, and giraffe, and like everything you could possibly think of. The giant tiger was a little scary. I pet it. Nothing didn't stop me, but that was a little scary. I'll pet or feed anything. So I don't think that's an option for the alligator to pet the alligator. Unless it's Wally. Wally's gone though, so can't pet Wally.
I got to feed Shamu once. That was pretty freaking wild.
I got bit by a dolphin, so yeah. I was in the little feeding thing. You line up, and it's got these little round freaking teeth. They're like rubber, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't get bit by the tiger, which probably is a good thing, but I get bit by the safe dolphin. So.
As you're walking away, the dolphin swim beside you on the other side of the glass with its fins, just doing like one of those at you with its fins.
Yeah, he's giving me the middle fin. Yeah. So as a kid, I remember going to like some flea market, and they had for like $20, they put like the I don't know if you know what a serva cat is. It's like looks like a little cheetah, and they're like, oh, here you put it on your lap. So of course I had to pay for it. So the thing's sitting on my lap, it's panting, it's like, and they're like, oh, we'll be back in like half an hour. And he just left, and I was like, I should just steal this thing and just leave. But no, but I gave it some water, and it was really good because it was like panting up a storm. But yeah, good times. But yeah, I'm that freaking. My husband's the opposite. He doesn't want to feed anything. He thinks it's gross. I fed the I didn't break in because it was not locked. However, there was a loose chain around the gate, and I took it off, and I fed the zebra, and of course I had to pet it. So I loved that. Was great. My husband at the time was not thrilled at it, so he's like, "You're breaking in." And I was like, "Technically, I'm just entering because I didn't break anything." So but yeah, that's me.
Out of everything you've petted, that was exotic, not like a dog or a cat, what would you consider for a pet? Assuming you have unlimited resources and just
unlimited resources.
So it's not like exotic food is not going to like destroy your wallet kind of thing.
Then I guess I would take. Well, I think that the tiger might be a little dangerous. I would take probably the serval cat. That is a pretty cool cat. Or the kangaroo, but those things are freaking scary. I didn't know that they will tempt you into the water and then drown you. So I might not go with the kangaroo. I guess I'll go with the serval cat or the rhesus monkey, maybe. Yeah, I guess we'll go with the serval cat. The tiger might take up too much. Well, you said unlimited resource, so technically, I could get the tiger. In Florida,
Exotic, the new Tiger King.
Yeah, I watched that. I never will financially recover from this. But that was his answer to the girl getting her arm bitten off.
Her arm bitten off, yes.
Yeah, I'll never financially recover.
Great documentary. First season, anyways.
I'm pretty positive that the guy that also talks, is it the blind guy that has the liger? I think I held his tigers because he's in Myrtle Beach, and I picked up the tigers. Actually, it was a lion, and I was mad because I paid for a tiger, and they gave me a lion, and I was like, a lion's just a big cat. You know, it looks like a house cat. I want a damn tiger with stripes. But he was too tired. Whatever. I also pet wolves. I did pet wolves, but that's like having a dog, so that's not as fun as a giant tiger. In Florida, you can, I don't know if you can anymore, but you used to be able to buy tiger cubs because there was that idiot that bought 2 tiger cubs on the side of the road, and it wound up killing the daughter because it like swiped the neck and broke her neck. He was just playing. But yeah, I don't know how the hell she had 2 of them. Like, yeah, how do you even have one? The thing's like, isn't it like 800 pounds? Like, what do you feed that thing like a deer a week or something? I don't know. But yeah, so I did like working with the monkeys, but they are messy and they smell. So yeah, we're gonna stick with the server cat because it's like having a tiger but miniature. So we'll do that. Or a bat. I want a bat too. I used to want a fruit bat so bad. I was even getting my license. I have the guidebook for getting the permit to get the bats. So if I could choose anything, but I haven't pet it, and your definition was whatever I pet. So I don't think I pet a fruit bat yet. So it will soon. If that's I will go find one to pet though. If that's part of the deal that I have to pet this thing.
So somebody filmed a bunch of fruit bats hanging upside down, and they let their wings sway.
Oh yeah.
They put it upside down and just did like a bunch of flickering lights and made it look like a bat rave. It's hilarious.
Yeah, well, they have a 6-foot wingspan, and
flying foxes.
Yeah, flying foxes. And there's these women called den mothers in Australia that get to keep the little kits, and they all climb on them, and they just like to hug them, and they just like because their moms or parents or whatever get eaten because poachers will eat them. So, I used to want to be that. I used to want to live in Australia like an idiot. And then I realized like blades of grass will kill you. So that'll never happen. But, they had all these cool animals and I wanted to do it. And, you know, I watched this really, really, really old movie called Dot and the Kangaroo, which was like, it was cartoon characters in the real live, you know, the rest of it was live Australian outback or whatever. So you just see these animals jump. I love this effing movie, and I thought that all these animals are so nice, and you know, pet a kangaroo and whatnot. No, even koala bears are awful creatures, and they'll give you chlamydia.
They're gross.
They're gross. They'll give you chlamydia. They're violent. Yeah, they're awful.
Terrible shrieking noise. Sound like blue jays.
I have not heard this. Do they really?
Oh, they're like, wah, wah! Just terrible.
Yeah,
I can't even do the sound justice. It's just
the only thing that ever freaked me out, and I kind of knew what it was when I heard it, was when I heard the sound of a fox. Have you ever heard that? Mm-hmm. If you haven't heard the sound of a fox, go look it up. It sounds like a demon outside. Yeah.
Like
and I was like, yeah, it sounded scary as hell. And I kind of was like, that's probably a fox. But
maybe something Chatty would make.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Chatty likes to squeak. It would be more like he would probably make that sound. It's just an awful, weird, horrible sound. I was throwing like hot dogs to raccoons, and all you hear is these things on the side. And I was like, I'm gonna go inside now. But I used to feed also. My husband won't let me do it anymore because he doesn't want. We have a nature preserve behind us, and I'd probably bring coyotes and bears to sit out on my porch. So I'm not allowed to do any of that here. But I wanted to experiment with the whole thing where you give crows things and they bring you stuff. Mm-hmm. But I was watching something. What was it? Like it might have been The Simpsons or something. I think it was The Simpsons, and all the crows would just be outside watching. But I watched this woman who did this. They would feed the crows, and the neighbors came over and were rude to them. So all the crows attacked the neighbors. I was like, that's what I want. I want to command a murder of crows. But my husband was not for the idea. So.
Start lining the walls of your house with shingles on the outside. Yeah. Just give it a gothic look.
They say
all you have shingles to do, on top.
All you have to do is start feeding them, and then they start to bring you presents. Tributes. And if you, trinkets. And if you up it, then if you up it when they do something better, then they'll do it each. So there's this guy that's gotten like $500 in cash because they brought him like a 20 and he gave them like meat because they're like, oh, here, have some meat. And they were like, oh, okay. So he has no idea where this money comes from. He has a whole drawer of these bills that these crows bring him. So I was like, I want crows as servants, man. Come on. It's awesome. But anyway, so Lori, do you have any news or you want to tell anyone anything?
I'm in a funk because I'm not supposed to be here. Supposed to be in Michigan.
Don't make it sound so ominous. You have to explain why.
I'm supposed to
this
be
has
in
to
Michigan.
do with your weekend?
I'm supposed to be in Michigan visiting my family, and that fucking IT outage canceled all the flights. I spent my entire weekend hanging out at the goddamn airport, going back and forth.
My goodness.
And they just kept canceling flights while we were sitting there.
Should have just drove up.
Yeah, yeah. We only
Next
have one
time.
car.
How long? How far?
car?
Drive?
Rental.
I mean, the fact that I don't even know if I'm getting reimbursed yet. I got to call Delta because as I was canceling my flight, their site crashed.
It's just
So,
like a nightmare.
My husband was like, I'm not taking you to the airport anymore because we've already done that twice. And like, as I'm sitting there trying to board the second flight, they're like, well, we should be boarding right now, but there's no pilot listed for our flight.
That's
Should have been like, I
problem.
got this.
You don't have a pilot?
Just
You
go
don't
to the
have a
cockpit,
pilot.
put it on YouTube, and say how to fly whatever plane you're on, and you'll be fine. Like
That's what my sister said. She was like, you should just volunteer as tribute. Those things fly themselves. They have freaking, autopilot. You push the button.
You're straight up Katniss with a bow. I volunteer tribute.
I volunteer. But it was more like Indiana Jones. Fly? Yes. Land? No.
Yeah. Oh, you can land, but it's more qualified under crash. But yeah, you'd still get there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kill
so yeah. So I felt
why I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be in Michigan visiting my family. And thanks to Delta, they ruined all my plans.
I knew nothing of this crash. I was at my co-writer's
thanks to
house.
all lines. I mean, it all shut down.
It all got effed up. Yeah.
I knew nothing. Like, I was at my co-writer's house. We were watching shark movies and happy. And then I come home. My husband's like, oh, Microsoft crashed. I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's on everything. And I was like, I was watching shark movies. I had priorities. This isn't a priority for me. And then I was like, oh, it doesn't affect me. And then Lori's like, my flight was canceled. I was like, oh, fuck.
and then I was like, well, but so here's how it went. Like, because the first flight, I was trying to get out early so I can get into Michigan because the time difference. I wanted to be there so I could spend the day with the fam, right? Because, with the flight, it's like 3-hour time. It's 2.5-hour flight, but with the time change, it eats up your day. So I was like, I was trying to get out early. So we were up super early. They canceled the flight at 3 a.m. So at least we hadn't left, but we were awake and like I was packing the car when they canceled it. And they were like, sorry, we canceled your flight. Here's the link to rebook. So I rebooked it like super quick. I was like, all right, well, we'll go tomorrow and I won't do it the super early flight. I'll do it for the 11:15. Oh, here's your voucher for your free food on your flight. It has to be used tomorrow. We're so sorry. So then get up, do it all again. Get to the airport, get through security. There's 7,000 people everywhere, and then of course they cancel that one. And everybody's like, well, what are we supposed to do? And this time they didn't send an email and there was no rebooking. They were like, their website was already effed up. And then they're like, you can call, but expect long holds because everybody's rebooking. And the line to rebook at the counter went down the aisle in like at least 3 gates down. And I was like, this is probably needs to blow over before I could reschedule again. You know what I mean? Like, let's not rebook another flight and do this a third time. And then as I'm canceling, it was like, oh, sorry, we can't, we don't know if we actually canceled it or not. Because the website went down. So please call to verify that you're getting a refund. And I was like, fucker. Like, I'm going to go to Starbucks and get the biggest coffee I can. I'm so mad. And then the Starbucks was like 3 miles and then down this way and across the sky ramp, and I was like, F my life. So, yeah, no, this is not.
Poor Lori.
So, yeah,
Anyway.
I got to go see what movie was it? Long Legs this weekend because we had a free day. I was supposed to be gone on Saturday. They canceled
Thumbs
the
up or
flight.
thumbs down?
Thumb in the middle. I would,
Oh, okay.
if you want to see something different.
That's real. That's an
Different.
honest review. 100%. Yes.
Middle
Thumb
finger.
in the middle. I mean, it was good. It was different.
Is that the one
Was
with
it the
Nicolas
best?
Cage, right?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, like, there was like my husband and I and like 2 other people in the theater. So we were just talking and we were predicting, you know, what we thought was going to happen, and we only were able to predict really one thing. But it wasn't because it was like the super twist. It was because it was dumb.
Just predictable.
So it wasn't even that. It was just like, oh, it's this because we say so. And I'm like, but
That's
that
reasons.
doesn't. Yeah, okay.
Although to answer your question, Ray, it is predictable. Like it's so
Mm-hmm.
obvious. Like almost
Is
everything.
it worth watching Nicolas Cage for Nicolas Cage isms
No.
or new ones potentially?
No.
He's a pretty messed up
Listen,
Nicolas Cage in this
let me, Lori, let me tell you this. Have you seen Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Okay. All
That's
I
good,
heard,
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. All
Best
I heard
Batman
in Long
interpretation
Legs
ever.
was Nicolas Cage as Big Daddy when he was dying.
That was insane.
Right? But
Yeah.
that's what they sounded like.
That was what he was for 90% of when you see Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Just-
That's
And it's
all
just
I heard is like, this
it's
is just
super
Big Daddy
creepy.
dying.
I'm just imagining him like reading the
that's so,
script and being like, okay, I think I've got an idea of how this is going to sound. Starts yelling through the whole movie.
Yeah. That's it.
He's like, I don't know. Someone was like, he's a old hair rocker that's had like Botox and messed up surgeries and sold his soul to the devil to get his fame, and that's kind of like his character. And I was like, I can see that. But wow, is he just a hot mess? But I mean, like, I think that's kind of what they were going for. They were like, no, do it. That's great, but do more. Like, be creepier. Be more.
Nicolas
Did
Cage.
it? Did he? I wasn't even creeped out. Like I was annoyed every time he talked. I was like, God, shut up! Stop talking.
I think the scariest part in the movie was when she was in that toy chest and she
Yes.
found the photo.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
it. That was the
Yep.
scariest part.
Yep. That got me. I'll give it to him. Again, there's good parts. It's
Mhm.
not a terrible movie, but like I don't get the hype. I don't
It's
get the
the thumbs
big.
in the middle. The only
Yeah.
reason it's hyped up is because everything else this year is crap.
This is true. This is very
That's
true.
like that Russian saying, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Shiniest of all turds kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Pretty much. That's what it was. But I mean, like, we had a free day and we were like, let's go to the movies. Like, my kids were already at the in-laws because I was supposed to be away. You know what I mean? My husband was supposed to take me to the airport. And then, of course, I was rebooking and I was just mad at 5 o'clock. I was up from like 2 to, I want to say 5. I got up at 7 and then went back to sleep, slept until 10. So it's just like discombobulated and just angry all weekend. So yeah, so you guys get grumpy Lori. You won't see me all week. I'm going to try and actually
We'd
get
rather
some
have grumpy
shit
Lori
done.
than no Lori.
Because I was like, oh, come on, but you're not
What
going to
she
like
said.
it.
Can I do this right? I can't.
Yes.
aim.
You work. You're pointing at
I
the right
like that
person.
you finally got to see a movie for the first time in 15 years.
Yeah, you know why? Because my flight got, look, I can't even talk. My flight got fucking canceled.
So angry, I can't even swear.
Can't even talk about it. I'm so mad.
I just want to hear more about Nicolas Cage Rockstar Warlock. That's pretty much
I
the
really
premise of
think
how you
that if
described it to me.
I crowdfunded a movie and I asked Nicolas Cage to be in it, that he would be in it. I don't think
Of
that
course
man
he
turns
would.
down. I don't think that man turns down any roles.
Have you? You're reminding me. Have you ever seen that that skit by a group called College Humor about Nicolas Cage's agent?
No.
Okay, I will
can
send it to
imagine.
you. Everything you just
have
said.
like
it's a skit about
an
that.
automated yes.
No, it's just like, okay, well, you did Sorcerer's Apprentice, and you got to be careful, more selective with your roles. And he says, for example, this movie reads it off, and then you hear Nicolas Cage. It's like, basically he's a prisoner. He asks to leave and he leaves, and he just leaves. Yeah, see, we don't want to take that. I'm in, and then the next scene, and he just keeps on taking them on. They get more and more ridiculous.
They
So
did
good.
that with, I think it was TJ Miller, and they said you call up the agent and it says at the beep, please say the title and the part and what time you need TJ Miller to arrive, and you can consider him taking the part, and then it goes. It was awesome.
That's how I feel about Nicolas Cage at this point. The movies he's making, it's just
there was a time that he owed a lot of money for,
he bought a lot of stuff.
A big divorces
and all that kind of stuff. And he was literally in everything you can imagine. It was just endless stream of Nicolas Cage stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I for sure think his agent was
I'll put it in the chat here, and you can watch it later.
Awesome.
There you go. I'm telling you, it's gold. It is nothing short of gold.
And then what was funny is you guys saw The Flash. He was in The Flash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was at the very end of The Flash.
He was in the,
what's really funny is
in the Superman from hid that in that suit.
Oh,
so he
so
he did an interview about that, or somebody asked him a question about it. I was like, oh, so what tell us how that happened. He was like, I have no idea. That's not what I did. So whatever he did to show up, like they threw that out and just CGI'd the whole thing.
Yeah, they
so
did.
he wasn't even there for that stuff.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. So any news for comic wise?
I'm getting my funds tomorrow too. Hooray!
Yay!
And then I can order Funko Pops and T-shirt stuff and any of the outstanding merch. I get to order poker cards.
See, Lori does it the right way. She waits till she gets money.
Most of it. I had some left over from last game, a little bit. So like the guys are 50% done with the book, which is great for us because typically we didn't have that wiggle room, and like Marco was waiting until funds came in before he even started. So us being 50% done when we get our funds is really great. So we should be done soon. So that's why I'm gonna be hunting down everybody with a T-shirt order that I don't have your survey.
You gotta have a T-shirt.
Yeah, because I need to order the things so we can get them on time. Otherwise, you won't be getting your things on time because I have your T-shirt on hold. The books will be done, but you can't have it until you got your T-shirt order in. Which is weird, right?
Yeses from some artists of late, and we're working on basically next year's stuff. I was like, look, next year's our 15-year anniversary.
Yeah,
we'd love to have you part of the anniversary. And they were like, yeah, show me what you got. And I sent them some stuff from some people that we did. And they were like, one guy was like, you got David Nakayama to do something? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm in. So I'm like, oh, yes. So we're gonna start it's gonna be like a power year for us next year with some of these guys that are getting involved.
I
so
have covers from 2026.
Super excited about these guys.
Dang.
I've been trying really hard to get a hold of Mark Teixeira.
He does a lot of he used to do a lot of cons. That's probably the best way to talk to him. Yeah. I don't see him as a social media guy.
I spoke to Dan Kemp, and he said that's the equivalent to winning the lottery to getting a hold of him. I would really like to get him to do a cover, but we'll just consider it a pipe dream for now.
Well, I would get on whatever social media he has, if any, and find him where he's going to cons, and I would get to the cons that he's at, because even if you do get there and you meet him and you get to talk to him, he will be on his own. Dimension.
On his terms kind of thing. Yeah.
No. On his own dimension of reality. And that's the only way I can describe Mark. Because the last time I saw him, it was really funny. He was at San Diego Comic-Con and he was late. And so he shows up and there's like a big long line of people. There's like 2 people ahead of me, and then there's me, and then there's like 8 other people. And he's like, oh my God, you guys, I'm so sorry I'm late. We're all like, dude, don't even worry about it. It's fine. And he starts setting up, and he's like, he pulls out his piece of paper and he starts to write things down like headshot, bust, whatever, for his commissions. And then he looks at us and he goes, how much should I charge? I'm like, you're asking the wrong people right now, sir.
Yeah. $1.
Yeah, $1. Yeah. So
or 10.
He's very, very just sort of aloof, and even if you get him to be like, oh yeah, I'd be interested in doing that, you got to really like
got to be on him.
Yeah, because it'll disappear. It'll just be out of his head. It'll be gone, and you know, that's, you got to make sure that he remembers you.
Yeah, Ghost Rider Volume 2, Issue 13 was a glow in the dark one. I believe he drew it.
I have it.
I want. I'd like to do something similar to that.
I actually got him to do a sketch cover at Chicago Comic Con on one of my books. So he did an Ursa Minor sketch cover of Naomi with her bare claws out and stuff. Like that's just like, that's a dream piece.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He's a very cool guy, but I can't imagine trying to lock him down for work.
I guess for lack of a better wording, a free spirit, if you will.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And again, this is probably like 10 years ago. He was just like so unsure of like, 200 is 200 too much. Like, I think 200 is okay. We're all just like, sounds fine, man. Like, whatever you want to do.
Shut up and take my money.
We're good. So yeah, he's funny.
Cool. Yeah, we'll see.
He's like, you know, I only met Sam Keith once, and it was sort of like when the Max first came out, but there's similar guys in that regard. Like, but Sam is far more reserved. He doesn't actually get out to many cons. So if anybody ever wants to meet Sam and you have the chance, do it, because you might not see him at a con again for years.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, you know, he's not one of those let's go to the con guys.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure, but I need to get some sleep. It's really late here, 2:30 in the morning. Thank you. Have a nice week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Lisa, for having me. Take care. Bye-bye.
Anytime. Cheers.
Bye, Christian.
So I guess we'll wrap it up. And Ed, you want to say what you want to say?
Yeah, just check out my Kickstarter for Corruptor #2. For the first week, any physical backers get entered into a contest to win an original art page. So I have an original art page up. You can see it in my last update, and it's anyone who backs physical gets the chance to win that. And then if you're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, I'm doing a panel on Friday about indie comic writing. So it's Friday at 2:00. If you look up indie comic writers, it's in one of the hotels. But yeah, if you're going to be in San Diego, come check that out. And yeah, I'm going to have to start watching some random weird shark movies now.
Welcome to the show.
Technically,
So
a prerequisite to being on. You're not technically supposed to be on this show until you watch some of them, but I like you. I know you, so I let you on.
The easiest way is Tubi. All you do is you go to Tubi, put in the search shark, and you will get flooded with more than you can ever handle.
There you go. I'm ready. It's on. Next time I will talk shark movies with you. Although you always got to go back to the Fulci zombie movie where a zombie fights a shark. And
I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's the greatest fight scene of all time. I have a shirt of it as well because that scene's just the greatest. So next time I come on, I wear my zombie versus shark shirt for sure.
Yeah. Now you made a promise, and you have to do that. Ray, where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook as DM Ray, DM being short for Dungeon Master. You can find me on Instagram as Raymond the DM. You can find my Madcaps page on Facebook, getting close to 400 followers on it. And issue 2, I will have a link for that Kickstarter coming soon. And I believe that covers everything that is critical in relation to me at the moment.
Tom, do your spiel. Your 2-second finding.
Yeah, we got eight days left. We just got a backer while we were on the show here, so we got another backer. So that's awesome. We're what is that? 18 away now. 18 away from 200. We're almost at that second stretch goal. So dive in. It's now is the time. We end a week from Wednesday.
Very good.
And if Lori wasn't grumpy, she'd say the same thing.
Yes. You can find me Worthy Chaos. Search Worthy Chaos on Kickstarter. We're always in either pre-launch or live. We have a live campaign August 5th for the last issue in book 2. So it's a double issue. It's 40 pages, same price, $10. And definitely you don't want to miss that because a lot happens. And yes, thank you. Anyway, especially if you read 11, I've gotten some comments about how they need therapy, but 12's not going to fix it. It's only going to make it worse. And I feel really bad about it. 13 might fix it. But we'll see.
Might is a heavy disclaimer.
Maybe,
well, maybe not. Yeah.
I think it'll fix it. It'll fix the disaster of 12. 12 does not fix 11. It makes it 20,000 times worse.
So
13,
from bad to worse, back to bad kind of thing.
Oh, it's yeah. But 13 fixes it enough, and then 14 everything's worse. But the it'll be good anyway. So follow Worthy Chaos, and that's it. We'll be back next Monday unless magically Big Shark shows up. And maybe it was therapy. What we made along the way. Yeah, maybe. Most people that read mine probably need therapy, like we need something. But yeah, so it won't help, but it'll distract you from whatever else is bothering you. So that's it, and we end and press like 20